What's up, fellas? Another video. So, as you've seen last time, Saturday, we had the car out. I was suspecting some transmission problems because it wasn't doing anything. So, I believe my pan is empty, but drained transmission fluid out, and it looked pretty bad. It smelled burnt. It's just gross looking. I mean, all the things that you probably don't want to see. And I was telling you that I was out of line pressure after the pass. Only had like 80. It's supposed to have 250. Talking with Steven a little bit, and it's supposed to have 0 line pressure in reverse, and mine has like 10 or 15. So that could be the source of the leak. So it's hard to know really, but something's wrong with it. So we started to think about what we were gonna do. And Steven was kind enough to lend me his brand spanking new transmission to give a shot this weekend at Iowa. So here's that unit. It's built by BTE. It's a standard input glide, aftermarket case, roller tail, just like mine. So it should work perfect. So big shout out to him. That is very nice of him to let me use that. It's been a brutal year, and I'm glad to see that he cared and was nice enough to let me use his transmission. So that is super awesome. And last night I got home, dropped the transmission fluid and kind of did some of those things. And then Dad loosened all the bolts up, and here's mine. She's dirty. It really looks nasty, but it is a transmission. So I think this is the 6th time this thing has been out this year. So it has been through some hell, but time for a refresh. And I'll put that one in. And we'll give it a shot. That one has a 169 first gear. This one has a 180. So it'll be a little interesting to see what the whole combination thinks of that, but I think it'll be all right. And then he also did lend me a converter, because if you know, my transmission is a goofy big shaft conversion. So this input shaft is actually a Ford AOD input shaft. It's 1/8", so it is a big shaft, but it's a fucking weird big shaft. So that's where a lot of problems came in when I bought this transmission, because you couldn't get a damn converter for it. I had to figure out what it was and what it took and how many splines and all that good nonsense. So once I got that, then it was all right. But now you run into that problem where if I borrow someone's transmission, my converter is not gonna fit. So might end up buying a new one, might not, we'll see. But Steven lent me a converter that has the correct splines in it for his transmission. So all I gotta do is put my stator in, because this one uses a factory stator, but an aftermarket shaft. So we should be good then. So I'm gonna pull a couple converters apart, get to parts swapping, and put her back together. All right, sorry for the crappy little time lapse. Damn camera wouldn't stand up, so I just gave up on it. But we got a whole bunch of converters torn apart here. So this is the one that Steven let me borrow. This guy right here is my stator. And then here's all the guts to mine, just sitting over here. They'll wait until they go back in that other transmission or whatever I do with them. So one thing to do if you guys are ever taking converters apart, when you put them back together, you just gotta make sure everything spins. If it all spins free, smooth, just like it is, then you're all good. So, and just be careful, because some of them have washers in other places that some don't. So always just be real delicate when you're taking them apart. Put them back together exactly how they came apart, and everything should all be good. But this one is ready to be bolted up. So I'm gonna put the cover on, torque them down, and get ready to put that other transmission in the car. All right, so we got this unit all put together. Converter spins, got some of my fittings on there. I gotta swap pans, but we're about ready to go. So I'm gonna slide her on under and put it in. as you've seen by that very crappy time-lapse footage, since the camera kept tipping over, that transmission is in. So I decided to pull the pan off of mine because I need it on this one, but I'd say there was some big problems in there, so good sign, honestly. I'm happy to see that there's something majorly wrong and this thing doesn't look perfect. So now I can make a step in the right direction. So I'm gonna clean this baby up, scrub it all up real nice, slap it on that one, get all my gear on there, and we'll be ready to roll. So it's a little bit more work, gotta get some fluid tomorrow, and we should be ready to rip. Alright guys, so as you've seen there, got her fired up. It's been so cold out, it was like 40 degrees the day that we got it running, so just a little trip around the block, put on the chip once, make sure everything was all good, and then we put her on the trailer. So Iowa coming up. You'll see that video in a couple days, and been really behind on filming, but that happens sometimes. But big shout out to Steven for letting me use his transmission. That was really, really, really nice of him, especially to get out one more time. You know, it's been a tough year already, so I do just enjoy driving the car, so that was pretty damn awesome. But I'll have that video all edited up and ready to go here in a couple days, and hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.